I'm Christine.
Welcome to Haircolor Confessional. Today we have a really great guest with us, Miss Nancy Lamb, and let me tell you a little bit about her. She is a sculptor and painter. She studied at TCU. She's an artist, member of Artists Sunday, tons of artwork in galleries and museums in Texas. She's been in several magazines. She's got a private collection in several cities in Texas and also in Boston, Massachusetts. And she's a local celebrity, guys.
I don't know what Artist Day is.
The Artist Sunday.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is? You're supposed to be in it.
Where'd you get that?
It's like you're part of the group of the artists that is in this thing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, where did you get that?
I don't know. But you're also, you do fall gallery night and you do the spring gallery night.
I show with Art Space 111.
Yes.
And every year, all the galleries, well, there's not a whole lot of galleries in Fort Worth, but the handful that are, and a lot of restaurants and bars and things like that, they'll celebrate. They'll celebrate.
Christine in her phone.
I know, right? Here, turn that off.
They celebrate gallery night twice a year. So there's a fall gallery night and a spring gallery night.
I love the Art Space 111. I love it.
I do too.
With Daniel and, what's his name? Daniel and...
I don't even know who owns it. I just love it.
Dennis.
Flag. It's
yes,
Flag.
Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while though.
That's
I really haven't. I think I've been there maybe, I don't know if I've been there since they shut down from COVID. But I know they've had like events and stuff. I just haven't made it. But I'd love to go.
You're forgiven.
Yeah.
You're all forgiven.
So I did an internship with Art Space 111
Good for
with
you.
Marjorie for about a semester. And it was really kind of an enlightenment because that's where I first had met you or met your art, your artwork.
And I took pictures of you at gallery night one night.
You did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So my professor at UTA, it was an entrepreneur. His name is...
John Hartley?
It'll come back to me.
Okay.
But he's from UTA, and it was an entrepreneurship for the arts. And he said, you need to go to Art Space 111 and do an internship. So I met up with Marjorie and got introduced to that. And it was really kind of a spectacular display of all these different artists, including yourself.
It's one of I think it's the best gallery in Fort Worth. But
it's nice. Yeah. It's really nice. And it's small, but it's great. Like so many different things in there. And even the outside space. I love the outside space too. Just like inviting to so many different kind of people.
Yeah. His name is Matt Clark.
Oh, Matt. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So he's a really interesting person. Not only does he teach, he creates art and different medias, and he speaks highly of you.
He better.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite artist?
I curated one of his first shows.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a great kid.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do I have a what?
Do you have a favorite artist besides yourself?
In Fort Worth?
Or wherever?
Well, I mean, that's like...
It's hard to pick one, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's so many different kinds of artists that we study in our lifetime. And what inspires you when you see a piece of artwork?
Like at a museum, if I see something that I really like a whole lot. Well, I look at Instagram quite a bit, and everybody's on Instagram anymore. And the things that appeal to me are mostly figurative things, firstly. There's a lot of abstract art that I like. Getting back to your question about my favorite artist, I mean, that is like picking your favorite movie out of your life.
I know, it's hard.
Perhaps Caravaggio, who was a big influence on me when I was a kid.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I know I have an art history degree, and a lot of times people ask me what's your favorite, I mean, what time period is your favorite? And I don't have one because there's so many different different pieces of artwork that I like. I like the Renaissance. I like realism. I like pointism. I like impressionism. There's so many different kinds of artists, that influence us in our lives. So not only do you paint, but you sculpt.
Yeah.
Well, I taught ceramics for a long time, and I was interested in doing sculpture for a long time. And I haven't done any in maybe 10 years, but there's some out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're here and there.
So when you started from the beginning,
The beginning
of your art career,
Okay.
did you know how you were going to evolve, or did it just kind of happen?
I have always kind of been in a dream world, and it just kind of happened.
Oh, me
Pretty
too.
much. Me too, what?
I'm in a dream world too.
It's out
Like
there.
on Zeus.
It's everywhere. Everybody's in their own little dream world.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
So talk to me about some of your charity work. I know that you did the Cooks
Children's Hospital this year.
and you donated one of your pieces of art.
I've donated to them for a long time. I started doing charity work because of my one of my art teachers, and she kind of forced me to do it in the beginning. And we were all in like grade school, and we would donate to the Opera Ball, and we'd donate to the symphony here in town, and all the charities that are pretty much in town that involve children. I did Artist Christmas for 20 years. I did any school that would ask me to donate something for one of their auctions, I'd give it to them, because the kids are probably the most important
That's awesome.
thing. And Cooks is a really important one too.
Yeah.
But I've done Cooks for, I don't know, maybe 15 years, I don't know, off and on. They change presidents every year, so some of them know me and some of them don't, and some of them ask me during the year. But this year alone, gosh, I've done maybe 6 already, and it's only June. And so she sort of instilled into me that was an important thing to do, to give back to your community.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
she was a wonderful teacher. Her name was Helen Silvestri, and she was one of the teachers that taught at the Museum of Science and History, where I did a program called, well, your brain does like flicker on and off, doesn't it? It was called Experimental Art, and we got to do practically everything. We did clay, we did printmaking, we did silk screening, we did jewelry making, we did everything that you can think of, and we had teachers from all of those different genres come and teach us. So I really felt fortunate at an early age to be exposed to all of those different teachers here in town. But that's, going back to your question about how I got started, it was probably, the clay was probably just a lesson that we had to do, and I just sort of fell in love with it, and it is the most fun thing in the whole world to do.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so much fun. I don't have a lot of experience with clay,
It seems really hard to do though.
but I love that manipulation into, I love playing in dirt, and I like making mud pies.
Yeah, it's like playing in the mud.
Yeah,
And you made mud pies when you were a kid, right?
Yeah.
right? I mean, I just love the texture and the feel. I'm not advanced enough to create my own, beautiful pots, but
But you
I'm
could
sure
be.
I could be if I,
If you
I
weren't
took the
doing
time.
what you're doing now.
Just
and
work
you
on it.
Did
Yeah,
it full time.
absolutely.
You have to kind of do it full time. You do.
So what is your favorite medium? Do you have one? No.
Not really. I use a lot of different things. But, oil is probably, oil is king
Right.
among artists. And, but drawing probably was my first love. So.
I love that. I love acrylics. Those are my favorite. I love how you can manipulate the colors. You can make it really thick or you can make it really thin. I love that you can make it really precise. I love the boldness of the color. Do you like to overlay with your oils and acrylics?
Well, you do. Blending is really easy to do with oils. I really like this mural that's on the wall. Do you know who did that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know, but we can find out.
It's cool though.
Yeah.
This is such an interesting bar.
Yeah.
It's like the
Well,
Prohibition
this is the Amber Room,
right?
so this is like a speakeasy bar behind in Wishbone and Flint. So yeah, people don't really know about the Amber Room, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, this is just a fun place to have a conversation and build relationships and, kind of go, where the heck are we?
So I like I like to paint and I like to draw. Not so much draw as paint. I don't know. I feel I like watercolors only because there's no distinct really lines and I can get away with more of messing up.
You want to get away with things, don't you?
I mean, I'm kind of like, if I draw a distinct line, it takes me 20 times to like make sure that's perfect. And so with watercolors, it's easier because almost everything looks great.
See, and
it all blends in.
I am the opposite. That is my least favorite. I practice with watercolors to get better. I've taken classes. I've done all kinds of stuff at, the extended learning at TCU, at the Botanical Gardens, and watercolors frustrates me.
See, I'm more outside the lines. She's more inside the lines.
I can't control the watercolor. I mean, I make a splash and I'm like, oh yeah, that's not right, and then I go over it and then I ruin it. That's why I like oils. Oils, I can just keep going back and making it more precise. But I know with your work of arts, they are so precise and so beautiful with the colors and the textures. How do you capture? I've read some of your bios about how you take a picture and then you put it on paper.
And you know why I do that?
How? Why?
Well, because there's not a lot of people who like to pose at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is when I like to paint.
Okay. Hey.
Would you do that? Would you come to my house?
Of course. No.
No.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. It depends on what I'm doing the night before. If I'm out and about, maybe. Hey, Nancy Lamb, it's 3 o'clock. I'm on my way.
But when it looks like in your process, when you take that picture, you're not painting the whole picture. You're taking parts of the picture, right? At different angles and different perception. Is that? Am I following in that lines of what you're doing?
Well, I'm trying to find exactly what I saw at that moment. I mean, the camera catches a whole lot of things, as you're walking through a room or whatever. But, I'll see it first, and then I try to get it. And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. And then you kind of play with it and get exactly what you want. And so that's, using photography has never been a problem in my book. I mean, a lot of people think that is kind of a cop-out, but, it's just another tool, another way to do it. And so I crop things a little differently and to get what I want.
I love to paint from a picture. That's my favorite way to paint from. Like if I see a picture.
Are you girls, are you selling your work somewhere? Are you showing somewhere? You're just doing this
just for fun. I just do mine for fun. Okay. I did paint the skyline of Fort Worth once.
You can donate to charities also.
Yeah, I should do that. But I did paint the skyline of Fort Worth once, and I gave it to one of my friends. Just because I thought it would be cool again. Okay. And I did it with watercolor, and it was like all different kinds of purple.
It was really good, yeah.
So I gave it to a friend, and I donated it to her it was for an auction thing, and I didn't even hear anything about it. Like I don't even know where it went or whatever, but yeah. So, but it was, I liked it.
It was really good.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to paint. I think I need to get better at it, but I love the story behind the painting. I love hearing about the stories you know, how Nancy Lamb, how she grew up and how she took off in the art industry and how she changed and evolved in her lifetime. Those are the stories that I like. But yeah, I'm not much of I do paint and I do dabble in it, but you are definitely an artist.
Yeah.
And you're a rock star in our community.
Local celebrity, definitely.
What did I do?
So what is your favorite event? Like in Fort Worth that you go to? Like what's your favorite thing, your favorite event to go to?
Well, it depends on what year it is. The Zoo Ball's really good.
Oh, I've never been, but I've always wanted to go to the Zoo Ball.
And Dallas has a lot of really good things going on too.
Yeah.
I've never been to the Cattle Barons Ball, which I'd like to go to. My event, here's the thing, is that people like to project onto me a lot, and they think that I go to a lot of parties. And sometimes I do, but a lot of times it's just to take photographs.
Yeah.
That fly was taking photographs.
Yeah,
too,
he
just
was
now,
like,
yeah. And so I'm there for like maybe 10 minutes, and people think, oh, she's such a party girl. I'm really not.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a painter, if you're going to be a serious painter, you have to paint all the time. You have to work. It is it's a job. It's something that you have to be dedicated to, and it's kind of manual labor. And but being in a room full of people it's the energy that I really love to pick up on. So
I love that too.
That's why I do that. But I don't know. What's your favorite event?
So people think the same thing about us.
Right.
So we work manual labor, we're hairstylists.
We
And
talk all day.
we work hard, okay?
Right.
And
we beautify all day.
and we go to events all the time, but a lot of times we're at that event that long, like maybe
30,
an hour,
40 minutes, and then we're done. And we
max.
leave.
But just long enough to take pictures, see what's going on, and
Does it exhaust
get a feel
you?
for it.
It does.
It depends on the weekend, honestly, or the week.
Or the
because,
event,
Yeah.
Sometimes it gives
I'm
you more
a
energy.
two-a-week kind of girl. I like to do 2 events a week, and then I'm done. I don't like to go out on the weekend. I'm just,
That's when all the good events are.
I know,
on the weekend.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm really almost up for anything. So,
But I have to admit, my favorite event, and it's because I'm the chair of the bingo committee for Alliance for Children.
Okay.
And we do a bingo event, and we
I
have a blast.
haven't been to that.
I'm going to have to let you, you're going to have to come with
How
us.
come you didn't invite me?
Yeah, you have your personal invitation.
I love bingo.
it'll be coming up.
Yes.
Bingo is my favorite.
It's 7 rounds of bingo, and it's for a good cause.
Okay.
And
It is.
we just, we have a have a great time.
Tell me the name of the charity again.
Alliance for Children.
Alliance for Children. I have
For
other
Tarrant
friends
County.
who work for that.
Yeah.
But
fun.
there's
It's
an
fun,
event almost every night, and now that Fort Worth is much bigger than it used to be, it's there's probably 5 or 6 events every night that you could go to.
Oh, I know.
We have to be pretty selective. I only have about 3 nonprofit organizations that I promote that I'm really serious about, because you can. I mean, there's 100 plus
Yes.
And then there's
nonprofit
this bar.
organizations.
I bet you could come to this place every night and see
You
something.
could.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really could. Okay, so I have to ask your jackalope that you have off of Camp Bowie.
What is that yours?
I don't own it. I made
But
it.
she made it.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Shame on you.
And it was about 30 plus, 35 plus years ago.
Wait a minute. Let me see those
Oh my
notes again.
goodness! No, I had
What is
no
that
idea.
Artist Sunday thing again? What
Yeah,
is that?
I know. I saw that. I know I saw that on your website.
There's a
Or
lot of
maybe I
names.
Tell
looked
us
it up
about
on
it.
Google. Who knows?
The jackalope?
Yes.
What do you want to know?
The dimensions are so gigantic.
It was pretty big. Getting up on top of that thing was kind of scary, and I was trying to think how old I was when I did it. It was 1981 or 82. It's 40 years old.
I was about
That's
to say
what's-
I don't remember Camp Bowie without the jackalope. So,
And it got hate mail when they first put it up there.
well,
They were gonna give her.
So did you create it by yourself?
There was gonna be a lawsuit.
Wow.
Well, no, I get all my friends involved in things like that. And,
Okay.
And a boyfriend at the time, I guess you could call him that. Anyway, he helped me out. He was one of the blags. And it took about 2 weeks to do it. I made it out of chicken wire and newspaper, and I took it to a boat maker who fiberglassed it. And it was for a friend of mine who had that store, and her name was Kay, oh God, what was her last name? Thomas, Kay Thomas, who was such a visionary. And she passed away maybe 20 years ago of breast cancer. And I thought it was really tragic because she, you know, she just had these great ideas about Fort Worth, and that's back when you could do stuff like that. But she did get in a lot of trouble for it, putting it up there to begin with.
So educate me. Why did you guys get in trouble for putting that up?
Well, because there was a sign ordinance.
Oh, okay.
You weren't supposed to put animals on top of the roofs. Buildings.
That big.
And that it was gigantic.
You know, people don't like change, and they didn't like it, you know, and it didn't look like it looks right now. There was a guy who painted it, and he had a palette that was quite unusual. It's more blue now than it used to be, but I painted it realistically. I put every hair on there, and so that's changed a little bit.
Does that make you upset that he painted over it?
Well, you know, what am I going to do about it?
I would be like, what? You ruined my... But that is so awesome, though. It's probably never coming down.
Oh, I'm more, what's the word? Disappointed is not the word. Unhappy, sad about the fact that I've done a lot of murals in town that don't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah, I would be devastated if somebody painted over my mural.
So I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed because you've done murals, you've done sculptures, you've done pottery, you've done
should try to do as many different things as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So on the average, how long does it take you to do a piece of art?
Well, that also depends on, you know, how many people are in it and how big it is and how tired I am.
Right.
And it takes probably about a month to do an oil painting.
Okay.
If you want it to look good.
Yeah. Are you
keep going back to it?
There's a really
Leave
great
it and
joke.
Keep going back to it.
Oh, the painting?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It depends on if I'm exploring things in the painting.
I do that with mine.
But there's
I do
a
it
really
in stages.
great joke where there's a guy, he's drawing a horse, and it's very detailed and it's, you know, very realistic. And then the guy keeps undercutting him on the price, and he wants him to do it faster and faster and faster. And so the horse starts looking like just slash marks before it's finished. And it's like, yeah, you know, if you give an artist enough time, you can kind of channel the spirits to come and help you out with it. And it definitely looks better if you spend more time on it. So sometimes it's 6 weeks instead of a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's one painting that I'm really fascinated with called Dairy Queen.
And dominoes?
Yes, and dominoes.
Uh-huh.
Where
that's
you
got
had
a great story too.
Yes, and I would love to hear this story.
Okay, I'll make it fast.
Okay.
Okay, I was in Claude, Texas. Do you know anything about Claude, Texas?
A little bit.
It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
But there's a train station there, and there was a granary there where they used to stop, and they would, at least I think it was granary, I don't know. It was something. Anyway, we were coming back from Colorado, my husband and I, and we stopped at this store, and it wasn't a Dairy Queen. It was just a gas station and a place where you could use the restroom. And I had gone in to do that, and there were these two old men sitting at a table, and one of them reminded me of my dad or my grandfather. And I've always been fascinated with older people, which is why this is very dear. This is a very dear set here. But anyway, so I go back out to the car, and I'm sitting there, and my heart is just pounding in my chest, and I'm thinking, I really want to go back in there and take photographs of those guys because I think I might want to paint them. And I'd always wanted to do that. But I'd never really walked up to somebody I didn't know and just take pictures of them, you know? I mean, total stranger.
Yeah.
So I go back in there, I get the nerve up. And you really do have to have a lot of nerve and a lot of courage. Or you just have to go, oh, what the heck? I'm going to do it, you know? And before I even said anything to him, I'd already taken a lot of photographs of him. But I didn't have a digital camera then, so I didn't really know what I had taken. And so I missed a bunch of it. I missed a bunch of the scene that I wanted. And I didn't get their names. I was really embarrassed. I know a lot of people don't think that's possible, but I do get embarrassed. And but he was just lovely, and he was real quiet, and they were high school friends. That's what they told me. And that's all I got. And so I went back, got in the car, came home, and 2 years later I painted that painting. Wow. And I made it into a Dairy Queen, because who doesn't love Dairy Queen, right? Especially if you were raised in Texas. And then I got a call about a year later from a woman in Dallas, and she said, "Where did you get that image?" And I told her Claude, Texas, and she told me that that was her Uncle John. And so I got to find out who he was, and he had just died. Aww. So I didn't get to see him again. But get this, he was in the movie. The movie HUD was made in Claude, Texas. Is that what you knew about Claude, Texas?
Uh-huh.
It was Paul Newman.
Yes.
Walter, what's his name? Walter somebody. And what was her name? Pat somebody.
So he just lived there and was hanging out?
He was hanging out. He actually owned most of Claude. He was a farmer. He had 10,000 acres. And he is the first guy in that movie. If you watch that movie, he's the person giving the cousin or the son a ride into town, and he has the first line in the movie too. So he got royalties for that movie the rest of his life. So he was a big deal in Claude. He got to go to the opening. He got to see all the Hollywood people.
He probably got to meet Paul Newman.
Yeah, he hung out with Paul Newman.
Wow.
And so my husband would go through there all the time, going to Colorado to visit his brother and to see his property up there. And so he would stop and see his widow, his widow. And so we got to know her, and we got to know that family. And they're a lovely, lovely family.
That's great.
But I was really sad that I was so shy. You should never be shy, because you miss opportunities. I didn't get to know his name. I didn't get to know any of that. But I kind of pieced that picture. You were asking me how I did that. Sometimes you have to piece things together. And the fly swatter, I thought, was a really nice touch. We need one of those, don't we?
We do. I think he's gone away. Maybe he's going to bother someone else.
He went to Claude.
Our next painting's going to be a fly swatter.
Yes, girls.
What do you do for fun besides art?
Well, I live on a little bit of acreage, and I like to plant things. What do I do for fun?
So you have a big garden, or
it's
a
not
little
a garden?
No.
It's just, a yard with a lot of stuff in it.
Oh, I bet it's gorgeous though.
Try to keep it alive. That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
And I love to eat. I'm going to have to
try
come
new
back
restaurants.
here. That would be nice.
Yeah.
That's not always possible though, because the pandemic kind of screwed that up.
Yeah.
And I kind of became a vegetarian.
A lot of people have. You can eat whatever you want.
I still eat meat occasionally, because the way I was raised.
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of crave it. I mean, it's just like.
I tried to be a vegetarian for like 2 years.
It's hard.
Literally was having dreams about eating a hamburger, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm a vampire or something. Like, I have to have red meat. What is going on? So yeah, it was
There's
my
something about having a steak, a sizzling steak, and just eating a bite of it. But I'm with you.
And my grandfather was a farmer. He raised cows, and he raised sheep and watermelon, and so yeah. It's hard to get away from it here.
No, I know.
But I try. I really try a whole lot. And there's a lot of new restaurants opening up that I'd really like to get to.
Yeah.
But, time constraints.
Yeah, put it on your
like
schedule, on your calendar.
Yeah. And I don't have a schedule. I forgot about this, but I'm here.
We're so glad you're here.
Hey, why don't you come over and talk to us?
Okay, so do you ever see a piece of artwork and you think, I could have totally done that better?
Well, see,
you don't have to name names.
That's the problem with art. There's always somebody who says, "Well, my granddaughter can paint that better than that."
Yeah.
And that's not the point.
You're right.
Right.
So you know the point.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the courage that I was talking about. You have to have courage to try something new and to put something out there into the world that you're going to get criticism. And if you can't take criticism, you're in big trouble.
Right.
So
no, because as soon as you put something out there, like I don't even care what anybody thought about my skyline, whatever.
Right.
I liked it.
But I got lucky. I got very lucky, and I met a lot of the people who helped me. I had a lot of patrons who helped me. I had a lot of people. My definition of success is how many people are going to step up to the plate and help you.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at the Beatles.
It takes a village to raise you.
Yes.
It really
and
does.
a lot of times it's, with art especially, it's who you know, and that'll get, your connections can get you in a museum.
Well, but you still have to have a little bit of talent.
Well,
too.
I don't know about that, but
I do have a question, and I'm actually going.
I go to the Modern all the time, so I know what you're talking about.
It's okay.
I don't know about that.
But speaking of the art world, do you know what feels illegal but isn't in this art world?
What?
Do you feel anything that is illegal but really isn't? Because there's so many different social medias. You've got TikTok, and you've got Instagram, and you've got Facebook, and you've got YouTube. You've got all these different platforms. And people are turning things in so many different ways. Do you find that, is there anything that feels illegal to you but really isn't?
I'm not sure I completely follow you.
Like manipulating someone's photo or
Are you talking about
painting
AI?
to make it themselves, their own?
Yeah.
To make
See,
it their
I
own.
love the idea of AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it comes in and kills all of us, who cares?
You're like, it's my time
Right.
to go. Bye, guys.
It's and it's going to be smarter and better and faster.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you plug in something and it tells you what to do, what to say, how to create.
can you ask me that question in a little bit different way? I mean, are you talking about social media doing something wrong?
It would be like copywriting or like plagiarism.
Well,
you know,
Like manipulating a photo to make it their own.
more
yeah.
like
Or they're
That happens
painting
all
or
the time.
painting to
Yeah.
make it their own.
Well, it goes back to the person who thinks their granddaughter can paint
Yes.
better.
right,
Yeah.
and that's kind of how it is.
Well, and the other bad thing is that we don't have lawyers like musicians have lawyers,
yeah.
right.
and movie stars have lawyers.
And anybody can take
yeah.
a picture of your painting and go try to recreate it.
Well, and then you can go and
Yeah.
try to kill them. That's the illegal part, killing people. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. Yes, that's how. Yeah, exactly.
I've taken so many pictures of photos being like, oh, I think I can do that. I'm going to paint that for my house.
Well, and people do it all the time. I was in a
It's like a form
client's
of
house the other
plagiarism.
day.
It's like a form of plagiarism, but is
No,
it
you
really
know what they
plagiarism?
say? They say, "Oh, it's a form of flattery."
Yes, yes, that's what it is.
Because you can
Get
coin
yourself
it a different
good
way.
lawyer. Hey, is there a good lawyer in the house?
Yeah.
There's an old lawyer.
Well, Nancy, we are so thankful that you
Okay.
came on our podcast.
Well,
and,
I'm shocked and stunned that you asked me.
well, I saw you from across the room, and I was like, let's go talk to Miss Nancy Lamb and get her picture with her. And I'm
Okay,
totally
can
gonna
I
her.
ask you something? How did you know me?
Because I had seen you out and about. I had
Okay.
seen you on social media.
Okay.
Of course, I know your
Is
artwork.
it the hair?
Yes.
It's your hair, it's your look, it's your everything. Because you have
Can
it
I
going
say something
on.
about my hair?
What?
Well, I was a redhead for a long, long time.
Okay.
And then I got tired of going to get my hair done because it takes like 5 hours to get your hair done, right?
Yeah.
To get it dyed.
The color and all that.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so I
Let it go.
felt like, I wanted to let it go. And I really love it.
Your
I really
gray is
love it.
awesome. I love
It
it.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of shampoo and conditioner do you use on your curls? Do you know?
Well, it's that purple stuff. I don't know.
okay.
Oh.
I don't know.
Like a violet
And I'm
base
sorry,
shampoo.
I forgot my little samples that you wanted me to bring.
Yes.
The stuff that I use is cheap junk from China, and they probably experiment on animals, so I don't even want them to have a plug. We don't want to plug them at all. But what have you got here?
Well, she brought something.
Okay, so we do a lot of traveling, and
Can we paint with these?
oh
do
gosh, we do. We can get very creative with these, but
Okay.
part of this is AG, and it's a hair care line.
Okay.
There's some of them are natural, and some of them are texturized. I bet this sea spray for texture would be great on your curls. But basically, you just spray and
Okay.
scrunch.
Okay. Are you selling this?
No.
Is this your product?
No.
It's
Are
just a
you-
product that I recommend and that I
recommend?
like.
She likes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me
The other
see.
one would be.
Does it smell
Oh,
good?
Yeah, it smells really good.
It
Try it.
smells good.
This one's
I
called
love
the
it.
Cleansing Cream, and it's a shampoo, and it's also, I would think it'd be good for,
I bet it's kind of like the Win. If it's a cream, cleansing cream, that it's not going to lather.
well, it's a
very
shampoo.
much.
Yeah, it's a shampoo. And then the other one's called Cocoa, and it's a milk conditioning spray.
Oh.
Okay, now.
Leave-in spray.
And this one's a natural.
Okay.
And that would probably be good for your curls too, I imagine.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I also have, let's see, this one's AG, and it's Bloom, and it is a hairspray. It's a natural, so it's got a light smell to
So
it.
I've never heard of AG before.
Oh, I
Where
have the
did you get
shampoo
these?
and conditioner.
Is it made in America?
Yeah, I believe so. And this one's called Boost. This was a natural one, and this one is a conditioner. So
Nice.
Is this all good for the environment?
You have way too many questions for us, Nancy Lamb.
I believe
Listen.
so.
I can't talk. I mean, the
I
oil
believe
paint I
so.
use is the most toxic stuff
Right?
in the world, right?
I know.
Hey, but you know what? Before we leave, are we leaving in a minute or
Well,
two?
yes, but
We have to point out the fact that you have great legs. Doesn't she have great
oh, thank you.
Thank you.
legs? Legs are fun to paint.
They are fun.
Okay, so let me tell you about mine. Mine's Grace and
Oh,
Stella.
no, wait a minute.
Oh.
Okay, so you both use different products. That's
Yes.
what you're saying.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. It's a spray all day rose spray. Okay, so this I don't use this every day, but almost. You just spray it on.
It's
It's like
almost
a
gone.
Yeah,
You
it's
use
almost
it a
gone.
lot.
I do love it. It's just a rose spray. It's a hydrating rose facial spray. Spray it before you put your moisturizer on.
So
it's
does
an
it
extra
set it?
moisturizer.
Or does
No.
it? No, it's just refreshing.
Just refreshing. Rose spray. Yeah, love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Who is this person right here?
I
This
have
looks
no
like me.
idea who that is.
This looks just like me when I was a child.
Maybe that is
except my
you.
hair was curlier.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming on our podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yes.
This
We
was
really
interesting.
appreciate you spending time with us, and
Yes.
we are totally going to
Thanks
hang
for
out.
asking me about
more.
the dominoes painting because
Yes,
I always
absolutely.
thought that was just like somebody dropped this incredible thing in my lap, and I've told that story a lot of times, and I don't know, it just didn't hit just right, but I thought it was an amazing story.
Yeah, it's
So-
a great story.
Tell us before we leave.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up next?
Yes.
I hope to survive the rest of the year. That's what I said.
Will we see
I
you
have a lot
around
of-
Fall Gallery Night?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Awesome.
But I have a lot of commissions I'm working on. But I always tell people the minute I finish something, I am out of a job. I'm ready for the next one. So yeah, it's great.
Okay.
I have a lot of.
And
really-
where can we find you?
Yes.
On social media?
Oh, well, I'm on everything. I don't always keep up with it very well. I mean, because it's just me, and there's I have 2 Instagram accounts because of a friend of mine put one on there called The Nancy Lamb, and
The one and only.
and then the other one is called Nancy Lamb 1956,
Okay.
and then I'm on Twitter, I think, although I don't say much on Twitter. And then I'm also on, TikTok.
Yes.
TikTok is Nancy K. Lamb. That's my middle
Okay.
initial. And TikTok, man, that's a piece of work, isn't it?
And you're really good at it too.
Oh, it's so much fun. But then I saw something really creepy on there last night, and I had to pause for a minute. And then I thought, I got to get rid of that guy. But TikTok is really fun. I don't like it that they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
I know. I don't
really
like
don't
it either.
like Instagram
I don't like it that
and
Instagram
Facebook.
is connected to Facebook.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. And TikTok, you can combine, Facebook and Instagram.
You have to tell somebody happy birthday 9 times
Right.
before you're out of there.
Right. And I feel like if you're on all those platforms, why can't we just post it once? Why do we have to do it on 5 different platforms?
Yeah.
But you have some people that are on YouTube and they only do YouTube. They will not do Facebook or Instagram. And then
I'm on YouTube too.
Oh, see, there you go.
Except I don't
Yeah.
know what the name of it is.
And then you have ones that are only on Instagram and they're not on Facebook or Twitter, and so.
Okay.
I
So
guess
I'm out there.
Yeah. All right.
And you can Google me too.
Yes.
You can Google nancylamb.com. Or actually, it's nancy-lamb.com is my website.
Okay.
And then Artspace 111. Marjorie.
Yeah.
Hello, Marjorie.
Okay.
And she'll take care of you. And Ariel Davis. And Love Texas Art is not open anymore, unfortunately. But I think that's it.
All right.
And I'm in the social directory. You can call me that way.
Okay.
We're going to hunt you down, Nancy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this is not
Thank
our
you,
last
girls.
mean.
Thank
We
you
will
so
definitely
much.
hang
Thank you
out
so much
again.
for
having me.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
And I'm Angela.
I'm Christine.
Thanks for watching Haircolor
and wait,
Confessional.
one other thing that you didn't tell everybody is it's 9,000 degrees outside.
It is
and
very
we
hot.
Came into this.
It is very
Yes,
hot.
it's so hot.
Yes. So,
Happy summer.
Yes. Bye.
It's great being with you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Nancy.
thanks,
Thank you.
Nancy.